All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Haunted Haven, and hopefully everybody is finding their way to this stream now. I'm gonna go ahead and disable that old stream. To anybody watching on the playback, we had a little bit of an issue where there was a camera thing happening, and it was really confusing. So let's see. I think there's one person here now, so maybe we'll wait just a couple more seconds just to see if we can get people back. Live. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to take that other one down. So thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm trying to take that other one down so that people do not go there anymore. Thank you all for bearing with me. This was really frustrating. So you live and you learn. Sometimes I was like, well, the new technology will surely be easier and better to manage. And nope, that's not the case. The new technology followed my face and it was really annoying. Anyway, very nice to see everybody. We were at like 30 people in the old live stream. So hopefully we can get back to those numbers. But yeah, it's really nice to see everybody. We're going to get started in just a second. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Can somebody let me know? Let's see. It looks like the numbers have dropped down to one person, but there were more than one of you in the chat. So I'm trying to figure out if this is still good. But just if somebody could just let me know in the chat whenever you're ready to go, that would be nice because I'm not really sure. You would think it's the first time I've gone live. It's the first time I've gone live in a year. This thing is always really annoying though. That's why I don't go live. All right. All right. I see some people coming back now. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is a complete mess. Thank you, Jared. Thank you for saying you're here. I'm just like, what is going on? I accidentally turned the video private. It's like, no. All right. Hopefully some people are coming back now. What an absolute mess. Goodness gracious. Yeah, hello. Nice. Okay, good. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So sorry about that. Oh my god. Really lost some credibility points. I know. I'm so sorry. There we go. All right. People are climbing back on board. Sorry, I totally capsized the ship. My fault. I don't know. I shouldn't be around technology. Would you believe I just got a degree in computer science? Absolutely not. Thank you. Just breathe. You're good. Thank you. Yeah, I need a good old stiff coffee. Coffee cat coffee. Congrats. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, Jared, did you graduate yet? All right, we're back up to 14. We were at like 33 before I screwed everything up. I feel bad at work. We sometimes get people hot mics company. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, thank goodness it's not that many. December! Yay! Cool. Awesome. Oh, wonderful. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see everybody. Um, yeah, this is cool. Jared, you have a crown and a number 1 next to your name. Is that like does that mean you were the first to get into the live stream? I don't know. Does anybody else see that? And then Anne has a number 2. I don't know. Maybe that's Jared, are you my number 1 fan? Hello! Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. Okay, great. Awesome. Um, does anybody else see that or is it just on my end? I shouldn't be allowed near any of this stuff. Anyway, just wanted to say to everybody, officially, thank you for coming back. Welcome back to the Haunted Haven. It's so good to see everybody here. And I am, yeah, very, very grateful to have you all here in the Haven tonight. Despite all of the confusion, all of the chaos, I am running around like crazy, just super, super busy, and realized that doing a live was going to make more sense for me rather than having to film and edit yet another video concerning these Kringle candles. And also, just that it provides us an opportunity to hang out again. And you guys can ask questions. And I like that, Jared, you're here in the comments. So Jared can also throw in his 2 cents about these candles as well. So, anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over my post-burn reactions for these. I want to give a general overview of this candle collection behind me. These candles, I would say the collection as a whole, they really leaned heavily into the artistic world this time. They really leaned so heavily into trying to create experiences. They tried to create full-on experiences for everybody that are not just about making a candle that smells good. In fact, can I move you closer to them? Because I just want, yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, it's about creating experiences of eeriness and unpredictability and mystery and just this kind of environment of not really sure what's going on. They remind me, honestly, of horror movies in and of themselves because they're layered, they're complicated, you're not sure exactly what you're getting into. The story unfolds as you go along. And like I said, it's about so much more than just creating a candle that smells good. You take a basic concept of a candle and it is just, we want to make our home environment smell better or homier. And these candles are a departure from that philosophy. They really are going to be very eerie and mysterious and kind of crazy. So, anyway, that is kind of my overview of this line. Lots of risks and not straightforward things, though there are a couple of things that I think everyone is going to like. So that also being said, when I do scent reviews, usually I'm able to edit these and make them a little bit more cohesive. I'm going to be reading from my notes, so just bear with me if I'm trying to read from my notes and kind of get the interpretation of what I said down because my notes can be sometimes kind of all over the place. So the first one that we're going to start with is Abduction. Where is that one? Here it is. Yeah. So Abduction, here it is. It's a beauty. Is there a way for me to hold this and read? So, Abduction, first off, very strong throw. All of these, I would say, pretty much all of them had absolutely no problem figuring out that these were lit in my apartment. They are really, really strong. So easily filled up a bedroom, and it's a very beautiful scent. It's warm and spooky. Those are the 2 primary things that I would say that are coming off of it right off of the bat, and I would say that it's actually a comforting scent. I also do believe that this is a dark scent. It's not. It creates a kind of very warming ambiance, and the throw again is super strong. Hit me as soon as I walked into the room. I'm getting that spiced resin again, very strong, and a herbal and wood are coming through as well, and also the citrus and the greens a little bit. There is a slight pungency at the top, very singular scent, very unique. It's kind of like what I was saying in the pre-burn. I do get the sense of a vanilla or something like that that's giving it more of like this kind of full body on the bottom. Let's see here. It's kind of strange and a little bit off-putting. So it's kind of, I would say, across the board with these experimental candles, you're not gonna be like, "Oh, this smells like blank." It's a lot harder to kind of decipher what's going on. Um, so there was a cologne aspect that I had on the pre-burn, and it does not really come through on the post-burn. So that's not really part of the post-burn scent story, really. More, it almost has, it's like the cologne turned into kind of a nuttiness. That's what I'm saying in here. It's very interesting. So it's not a gourmand, but it kind of almost goes into that direction. The wood is also not the same as a wood scent. It's more of an acidic wood, so not like a burning wood. It's more of like a kind of like sharp wood, if that makes any sense. Um, so not the same as a calming wood scent. It's a slightly like sour, like sour, not sharp. That's the word, sour. Something warm and sour simultaneously going on with this one. I rounded it out by saying it's extremely difficult to describe. It doesn't smell like anything that I own. It's a really really weird candle. There's just a lot going on here, but I would say that there's, yeah, like overall warm, spooky, kind of sourness, kind of resiny wood thing, and just bizarre, really bizarre candle. I didn't watch anybody else's reviews because I wanted to make sure that I gave my own un uncontaminated review of my own before looking about. But like I said, Jared, if you have anything you want to throw in, just, please give us your take on these things as well. So anyway, Abduction is a really weird candle. I don't know exactly what this candle is, but it's very strange, but overall like pleasant but weird. Um so I think that's, the theme. I'm gonna be like, this was weird. uh so let's go with exorcism as well. All right, exorcism. All right. So when I first lit this up, the rose was the first thing that came through, and it's developed to something that is very beautiful and complex. So I remember that on like the initial impression of this. Yeah, it's like there's so much going on that it's just kind of like, oh, there's spice and there's like florals. What is this? But the rose is really coming through on the burn into something that's right beautiful and complex. So I say here that this could almost go into a Christmas candle, honestly. It's got a lot of beauty to it, and it's very, very warm. It's layered and it feels luxurious, honestly. It just feels like a very expensive and luxurious candle. Although cinnamon is not listed on the scent notes, I do get a cinnamon smell out of this one. And even as I opened it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that's so weird. There's a cinnamon impression for me. This leans heavily more towards Christmas than particularly Halloween. It's that luxurious combination of the rose and the cinnamon. Let's see. So when I smelled this one cold, I had a really strong reaction to it, but when I lit it up, it really kind of, it didn't mellow out. It just, the complexity of it blended, if that makes any sense. It just kind of like became what it was supposed to be. Um the combination of the eucalyptus and the cucumber in there and bergamot gives it a certain lightness that lifts it out into a different place. So yeah, that's just kind of a little bit of its unique qualities. I would say it's a very warm. It's again another warming one. Some of these are really nice for the upcoming fall season because they just feel warm to me. And I would say that this was another one of those. But yeah, this kind of cinnamony rose thing. But then you've got this bergamot. What did I say? Eucalyptus, cucumber, and bergamot, and it just kind of lifts it up a little bit from there. So again, bizarre candle, really, really bizarre, but pretty, very pretty. And if you turned the label around, easily could go into a Christmas candle as well, in my opinion. All right, Conjuring. There we are. Okay. Hopefully, I'm doing an okay job with these labels. I'm glad he came around. Yeah, okay, so Jared says, "I'm glad he came around on this one a bit, ended up being my favorite." Yeah, That's it's a really, really nice candle, and like I said, I think super cool that it can go into the different seasons. All right, Conjuring. My first impression with this one is it's almost like a wet stone type of smell. Let me smell this one again. Yeah, this has a witch's cauldron thing going on for sure. This is wood cedar. Oh, I wasn't doing the scent notes. Anyway, I think you guys kind of know already. You guys can see the scent notes, but I don't want to waste time. My first impression with this one is like a wet stone type of smell. It's going to be kind of dank. Yeah, it's got that kind of witch's cauldron. Not as bad as that dungeon one. The dungeon one was like really kind of musty, but it's in that kind of family of scent. So let's see. It's going to be above a medium for the scent strength, and the throw is enough to fill up a room as usual. Um, it's absolutely permeating through the room. It's a very spooky and dark scent, very identifiably a Kringle Candle as well in its darkness and that kind of really weird, damp, wet stone type thing that Kringle loves to do. Um, so let's see. There's the wormwood that's on top. Is that the wormwood on top? It's not listed on here, but I do have here that the wormwood is giving it a kind of a bitter sensation that is happening with this candle. Like there's a bitterness to it. I would say that on the burn, I'm not getting much of the violet, at least up close. Yeah, I don't remember there being a strong like floral to this one at all. It's going to have that same thing that Dungeon had going on, at least a little bit of that, but I am getting a certain amount of darkness from this that I wonder, sorry, sourness from this that I wonder is from the wormwood. Let's see. So there's the cedar and the cade in this, which are kind of dry. So I'm not sure why this is getting a wet stone feel or that kind of like dank basement-y type thing, but that's kind of where it's going for me. And that I think that the bitterness could also be bringing it there. Yeah, I would say overall, I was thinking it might be because of those wood scents, a firewood scent, but it is really not a firewood scent. So if you were looking at the scent notes and thinking this was firewood, that's not where it goes. It goes more into bitter wood mixed in with that kind of like wet stone, witch's cauldron. Like I described witch's cauldron as the mist. Like if the witch just got done with her whatever the concoction, and then she just have her hot cauldron, and then you put water in it, and it would be like the mist coming out of that on the water, and you combine that with like a sour wood almost. That's kind of the closest I've got for this one. It's really interesting. But yeah, it's again, like I said, hard to describe this candle, but nice. I also think that this would be a good one to have if you like to collect the witch ones. Like they have Witch's Cauldron, but they also had the one that smelled like Nag Champa. I think that was Coven. This would be a really nice one to round out like that witch collection as well. It's going to give you kind of those same vibes as Witch's Cauldron. So yeah, I really, really like Conjuring a lot. Let me just check to see if anybody has. Yeah, the label's cool. Yeah, Witching Hour. I feel like Witching Hour is if I remember that one was that woodier? Like that one had a little bit of like wood smoke in it. I feel like that's one I need to bring that one back out. It was so cool. Okay, let's go with Cabin in the Woods. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. This label is super, super spooky. Witching Hour was super smoky. Yeah, yeah. Is it Witch's Cauldron with a petrichor hit to it? You're talking about Witching Hour or the one I just put down? Violet note. Well, it's not very violet. That's the thing. When it came, yeah, when I burned it, I didn't get much more of the um violet in it. So uh that was my concern as well, but I don't think that it did. Um, where'd it go? Conjuring. Yeah, I would say so. I'm sorry, I'm back on Witch Nose Candles comment, yeah. Yeah, but, like, also minus the citrus of Witch's Cauldron. This has, like, no citrus. But it's sour, it's, like, sour in a different way, yeah. It's a very interesting scent for sure, and add but, like, yeah, but plus add the cedar and add the wood notes. Very interesting. Okay, let's go to Cabin in the Woods. Um, alright, so the burn on this was a lot spookier than the cold impression. So remember on the cold impression, I was feeling like this is kind of much more of a floral and kind of a more beautiful, like lively scent, honestly, than I was thinking. So the burn is a lot spookier than the cold impression. It's got a much darker feeling to it, and I believe that is from the patchouli coming out more in the base, and the agar wood as well. It's giving a little bit of a leathery feel, and I'm getting a much more leather on the burn than I did on the cold. Again, the strength and throw on this one is good, filling up the room easily, and it is just as strong from far away. I could get the floral sense when I was closer to the candle, but was getting more of the agar wood patchouli as the further I got from the candle. I'm also getting a little bit of that golden saffron, which is adding a little bit of the spice and warming element to this. But as you get close, you get a lot more of that kind of wood moss, earthy, leathery thing going on. The feeling of the candle when it burns is certainly different than the cold impression, as it is distinctly dark. It has a moody scent to it that adds eeriness and creepiness. And this is again one of those blends that I would say is very distinctly Kringle Candle. Like if you light this up and you're like, okay, that's absolutely a Kringle blend. That's got their kind of signature, bizarre signature on it, basically. Um, yeah. Na, 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 na. Moody. Yeah, so it's I say here that it's complex, it's conceptual, moody, and it's like a dark plant. Like it's like kind of like a dark botanical, I guess, is that's if there's any, if that makes sense to people, it's like a dark botanical scent. Um Yeah, the closer you get to it, the more of the leather you pick up on, and you just get a hint of the florals. It's kind of like as if there were still some life around this haunted cabin, just a couple of crocuses popping up, but then the dark and damp earth underneath of it, and just a little hint of the floral from this ghoulish, womanly specter in the picture. But it is dark and warming, so you know that some of the Halloween scents are. Huh. Sorry, I lost my train of thought on this. I started a sentence and then didn't finish it. That doesn't sound like me. Yeah, cool and eerie. Yeah, so it's just got a little bit of life to it because of the saffron on the top, but it's a kick as well. So I'd classify this one as a little bit warmer smell. Very interesting, weird, obviously strong throw overall. And yeah, the burn of this matches the label and concept a lot more than the cold impression. So that's a lot of things. Let me go back and see if I can kind of wrap that up into a kind of more solid thing. So I get a much darker feel out of this candle, a bit of the patchouli, a bit of the leather coming out more, which gives it a much more like dark woods, dark botanical type of thing going on. It's a light floral when you get close to it, and then you get a little bit of that spice kick on the top with the saffron, which that is actually what brings it into a more like warm or lively sense. So it's like lively and dark at the same time, if that makes any sense. I think that that's kind of what I was trying to condense all of that down into. But yeah, patchouli, leather, little bit of florals, little bit of spice, lively kind of dark botanical thing with a little bit of spice on the top, and then those kind of leather patchouli notes. So yeah, really, again, interesting concept. Let me smell this one again. Yeah, the for some reason, the florals do come out a lot more when it's not lit, but it gets kind of overtaken, I would say. It's not nearly as strong. And it's also this smells powdery when it's cold. It wasn't powdery to me. Um, yeah. Yeah, Halloween or that would be wax melts would be good. It would be nice if we could try these things. Keep raising our spending limit. All right. Let's see. What do we have now? Zombie Horde. So Zombie Horde was actually such a surprise to me. This one was really I didn't expect to like it this much. I'll just put it that way. So, Zombie Horde is actually much more of a delicate scent than the other ones that I've been burning. It is a really nice scent throw, but the scent itself is actually oh, so sorry. I can't get this in frame. Yeah, the scent throw is actually a lot more delicate. Sorry, the scent throw is good, but the scent strength is a lot more delicate, and the sense that I get out of this is more delicate. It's not as hard hitting to the face as the other ones that I've burned. So, for example, with every other one that I've burned here, I would have it burning and walk into the room and it's just like wham! It's just like, whoa, that's overpowering. And this one was a little bit different of an experience. So, let's see. So I would call this about a medium strength, but medium to high. It's not so this one, the interesting thing about it, this is also probably why it's hitting me differently, is that this one is not as warm as the ones that have come before it. I feel like the ones that have come before it, many of them have had the surprising warmth and liveliness to them. It's a much cooler energy, but still has a strong like concept around it. I'm getting an apple forward on this one in the burn. It's reminding me a bit of the whetstone. However, it's giving the apple as well. So I'm getting the Albanian resin mixed in there, and I wouldn't say that this is an overtly smoky scent. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not it's Olibanium. Olibanium, not Albanian. So yeah, it's the dark and smoky apple candle. So when it first hits your nose, you walk into the room and then you spend more time with it. You get a little bit more of that little bit like wet headstone mixed in with the olivanium and the leather incense in the notes that are coming across as well. I'm having a little bit of the amber and the sandalwood. I would classify those as more of like warming scents, but they are not bringing it into a super warm place. So let's see, it's cooler energy to it, spooky candle, definitely original. The apple brings it into this different territory. So if you were an Apple fan from like last year when they had Dreadful Dolly, this is a very different take on that. So if you have Dreadful Dolly and you're like, well, I already have an apple scent, this is not going to be like that very much at all. This is Dreadful Dolly had this kind of like warm apple pie thing going on, but it was like a spooky apple pie. This is going to be more like dead apples on the ground that have been fermenting. So I say here, imagine that these zombie hands were reaching up through an apple orchard. And yeah, so like if you're like running towards the church, the zombie hands are like reaching up through an apple orchard, and it's at night, so there's some moisture and coolness in the air, and then the apples are on the ground, but it's just as you're kind of like running, you're kind of getting that sense of decaying apples, that kind of thing. And then there's mist and fog and evening air, and the moon is bright. So there's kind of there's actually a lot about this label that actually invokes the sense that I'm getting from this candle. If you're an Apple fan, this would be a great one for you to pick up this year. There's also Poison Apple coming out as well, but let's see. Anyone who loves an apple scent, this would be a great one for you to pick up. Overall, very cool vibe. So let's see. Let me try and condense this one again. So a little bit more delicate than the other ones that I have burned, but not certainly not noticeable. It's very good. This one is not a warm feeling. It's got a little bit of that wet headstone thing, a little bit of that dampness and darkness, but it's an apple forward scent. and it's kind of like apples on the ground, but like instead of it's daytime and the sunlight is beating down on these decaying apples, it's like the nighttime version of the decaying apples. So you can smell like the remainder of the daytime decaying process, but now you've got it mixed in with some night air, and now you've got it mixed in with some dampness of the evening, and you're running through this orchard and the zombie hands are trying to grab you. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. So yeah, overall really liked this one. I would actually put this one in my top top 4 of the collection for sure. Really like this one a lot. All right, London Fog. Let's see, where is it? Let's see. Yeah, smoky apple. Yeah, I would say for this one, I don't think that it's so smoky. I would say it's just more misty, like dark, damp mist. But I don't get a strong fire smoke. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it could go in that direction. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also just used to some other smoky candles that are like pure firewood. So it's kind of it's hard for me to think of smoke in those terms sometimes. Like Virgil's Halloween night candle is just pure firewood. So that's kind of the standard that I have for wood scents. Okay. Is the chart scoring us? I don't know. Okay, so let's go with London Fog. London Fog. So thankfully on this one, there wasn't a whole lot of surprises depending on whether or not you're into the scent note. But the burn on this one was actually quite faithful to the cold impression. I got pretty much all of the notes that I got on the cold impression. And there are many others in this collection that are strange, and then they shifted with the burn. So this one was actually kind of a relief. I was like, oh, I feel familiar with this. So overall, it creates kind of a misty, foggy feeling to it, and you don't get as much of the straight up London fog tea thing. So it's not going to genuinely mimic the London fog tea, but it's going to still, I said that they created a London fog through kind of going through a back route of making it. It's that thing. Let's see. So it's going to be a little bit warm and creamy, but it has definitely that zing to the nose and a little bit of that acidity. So I still stand by, and maybe I'm reading way too far into this, but I still stand by that this candle is a nod to Carnage from last year. I genuinely, when I open this, I get Carnage. Yeah, I just do. I mean, it's a much more tolerable version of Carnage, but I still get that kind of like scrapyard metal thing happening here. And again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but he has a knife. He has a bloody knife. So there's a part of me that wants to believe that this was their kind of homage to Carnage, but in a much more tolerable thing. So it's a much more like a pleasant and enjoyable candle, but I would say that on the burn it does stay true to that. It's not in the disgusting category. So the amber and moss, there are notes of that are just going to overall be a lot more agreeable to the nose, and it's going to kind of give this creamy factor to it, but it's got the sharpness to it, so it is very faithful to what I think the first impressions were like. It's not a super overpowering candle also. It's certainly strong, like it has a great throw, but this was not one of the ones that was, some of the ones I have my door closed and it was going through the door. That's how powerful they were. This was not one of those ones. It's actually a lot more of a pleasant candle the further you get away from it. So an interesting thing is you'll kind of get different experiences with many of these candles. The further and closer you get away, you get the different layers of the notes, like you will get the top notes versus the base notes and that kind of thing. Yeah, so again, this one definitely creates an eerie atmosphere. It's going to it's going to be a weird one. So if you had a party and you wanted to impress your friends with a bizarre candle, but it still smells like good, but it just has this like very weird, very eerie haze about it, this would be a good one. Um, yeah. So I also, if anybody was too afraid to try Carnage last year, I also said that this one is a good one because you could get a little bit of the sense of what Carnage was doing without going completely overboard in that direction and having this candle that you're not sure if you're ever going to burn again. I would definitely say though, if you liked Carnage, that you should try this one as well, just to see if there's like a similar type of feeling that it invokes with you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that that's pretty much it. Like I said, I think that this one, it has the creamy that has been amber and vanilla, I believe. Yeah, no, it's moss amber. I think that some of these notes on the bottom of these were not completely correct. Let me see, because there's a couple of them. Yeah, tonka floral, bergamot, saffron, moss, and amberwood. I really feel like that's that amberwood in there, that the tonka maybe in the floral, but that is making this kind of creamy effect with this thing, but it makes it so much more doable and but yeah, so freaking interesting. I mean, I think I've pretty much said all I have to say about this candle, honestly, but great callback to Carnage, in my opinion. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's what they were doing, but super interesting. And I would say that this is definitely one where if you wanted people to come over and be like, your house doesn't smell bad, but what is that? This would be a very good one for that. Let's see. Let's see. All right, here we go. This one is quite easy to say yes to. Pumpkinhead. And I love the label on this one. It's so, 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 so nice. Pumpkinhead is an absolutely delightful candle in the burn. It's going to be such an easy pick for anybody who wants the classic Halloween candle this year. The scent is very comforting pumpkin spice blend, very atmospheric in the best way, and it's unmistakably a fall candle. I agree with my initial assessment of the cold impressions that this is a very safe candle. But yeah, it's just a very comforting smell. The pumpkin on cold, the pumpkin didn't come out enough for me, and then when I lit it, it absolutely did. Yeah, it's a little bit more like caramel, I would say, but the on the burn, the pumpkin really came out in this, and it was very, very just recognizably a super comforting, lovely fall candle. Let's see. Definitely getting more of the pumpkin spices, the cinnamon and clove, and the orange is more of an undertone. So yeah, the citrus kind of goes more into an undertone on the burn as well. Let's see. So I go into too much detail here, and I say that I'm in a moment of my life where I feel like I need more comfort, and for that reason, this is a very very comforting candle and very good candle, and it just kind of feels like I just feel like I have a lot of stress right now, and I'm like a lot of like things going on and emotional things and life things, and it's like this candle is a nice resting place. It's like this kind of undeniably like warm blanket. It's just like okay, we can just rest in the pumpkin spice for a minute, you know? We don't have to go through the horror stories. We don't have to go through these crazy stories and have to figure out what's going on. We can just kind of chill in a nice pumpkin scent. So that's kind of what's going on with this one. I say that it's an exhale, which is I think I was just enacting that. Let's see. Let's see. This is a sigh of relief. This is a sigh of relief amongst a very intense and somewhat chaotic assortment in behind me. Um, yeah, pretty much that's all I have to say about this one as well. It's just that this is a very easy, simple, comforting candle amidst a backdrop of some other kind of crazy pieces of art. Crazy pieces of art that I'm very glad to have, but goodness gracious, they're all rides, they're all experiences. So this is an easy yes again. Okie dokie. More water. All right, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Here she is. This label is super cool. All right, so the throw, goodness, I'm so sorry. I feel like I've been holding all the candles down here. It is very difficult. Okay, here we go. The throw on this one is super strong. So this is one of the ones where I had the bedroom door closed and it was coming through the door. So some of these are just massively, massively strong. So the sour comes through with this one a lot, and it's still quite a sour candle. Let me remind myself. Yeah, I said that this one was like a sour haze coming out of like the mirror before she arrives, and this is still quite sour on the burn. Um, Kind of definitely has that same smell like in the pre-burn, the first impressions. Still that kind of sour haze, that off-putting weird haze that arrives. Um, the anise is also coming through a lot. So if you're an anise or fennel type of person, you're probably going to like this. And this candle is definitely going to be an acquired taste. Um, I was kind of frank here and I said, I don't recommend this one for a first time Kringle buyer who is just not expecting this kind of an experience. Somebody who is just kind of expecting more of a straight up Halloween candle. I would recommend something like Pumpkinhead, but this is not for the inexperienced Kringle buyer. This is for somebody who's like, I understand what I'm getting into and I want it. Um, so this candle is 100% very weird and very experimental. Leaves this kind of like off-putting, unsettling sour haze, and it's just kind of thrown into your space, and it's a very artistic thing. So I really am, like I said in the beginning, I'm enjoying the artistry of these. I'm enjoying the fact that more so than creating a scent that smells good, they are trying to create an atmosphere. They're trying to create a scent. I mean, if it were possible to light a haunted house with all candles, this would be fantastic. Just to have this in every single room of the haunted house, it would give this really off-putting, weird, eerie vibe to the whole place. Um, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, again, just super strong. Not gonna have any problem smelling this candle. Very powerful, bizarre, weird. The absinthe, fennel, anise forward type of thing. I say, I also do feel like the berries kind of lend themselves to the sourness, the blackcurrant and the blackberry. So there's a little bit of that, like, the tartness of the berries that's lending themselves in that direction as well. Yeah, so overall, it just kind of everything combines to create this very strange, off-putting scent, and I'm a fan of this. I don't know that I would burn it every night, just because it does create this kind of like what is happening type thing. But if I had people over and I wanted to give them a weird experience, wanted to make everybody go like, "What's going on?" Like I said, it would be great for haunted houses if you could just like put one of these in every room. That would be so so cool. All right. I did not want to like this one, but I will report that the burn was much better than the cold impression. Where is it? Oh no, where's Killer Clown? Did I did I not like it so much that I hid it from myself? Well, Killer Clown, I will have to I'm not gonna leave the camera again because I'm afraid of another mysterious thing happening and the whole live gets shut down, but I will just report on Killer Clown. So, that Killer Clown is certainly playing a little trick on me. I don't know. Anyway, the throw on this one is extremely strong, and it's either going to be a very good or very bad thing, depending on how you feel about this candle. um, One thing that I can absolutely say is that it's certainly an experience. It's a lot easier to tolerate on the burn than it is cold, but overall, I'm still just not a big fan of this candle. Like, I will not light Killer Clown up for my own personal enjoyment. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't like it. But however, I will say that on the burn, the peach and the plum are more forward than they were, and that like weird. I don't know why. I don't know if it is the milky skin. I'm blaming it on the milky skin, but there's something really fucking weird about this candle where it's just like it's like sour. It's like curdled. There's something like sour or curdled or something, and I'm blaming it on the milky skin. So anyway, it's just like off-putting and weird. Once again, the stone fruits are kind of coming forward, like the peachy fruity thing. Oh yeah, one way I described this candle was like sour milk with peach rings. It was like curdled sour milk with like peach rings or something. I wish I had it in front of me. I really didn't like that candle. I don't know where it went. Anyway, yeah, weird sour milk, peaches that are a little bit musty, maybe like warm honey or dark vanilla notes. Maybe that's what's giving it that curdled vibe, but it's just something like curdled, milky, peachy fig plum thing. Truly a very bizarre candle. I know that some people in the comments said that they were masochists. So any of you masochists out there, anybody who's up for an adventurous candle, it's just very off-putting. It made me gag on cold. On the burn, it was less so, but still just off-putting. Really bizarre. Bizarre mustiness coming off of it. There's almost a woodiness actually coming out of it. The closer that you get to it, there aren't any wood notes in it, but for some reason I'm getting that kind of dried wood element. So it's just really weird. Really, really weird candle. Again, depending on how you feel about the candle, it's not going to disappoint on the throw either. The throw is going to be pretty good. Yeah. So that is my interpretation of Killer Clown. It's sour milk, peach plum, milky skin. I don't know. Clearly, I care a lot about that candle because I know exactly where it is. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to something that I did actually really like. Chest of Chaos. Here it is. The spooky little ghouls coming out of that sun-warmed chest. I do really like this candle. So I burned this one in my bedroom one time, and then I burned it again in my living room just to see about the differences in throw and strength. When this one was burning in my living room, I could smell it coming into the kitchen, and it was throwing around the apartment pretty well. So yeah, my living room is connected to like the rest of the apartment, and the way that my bedroom, I close the door, I close it off, and try and get kind of like the most contained scent that way. But was happy to report that this one was able to kind of throw all the way around the apartment. Let's see. So I definitely get the cypress, and that warm wooden box feeling comes through very nicely, along with the spices. This is, again, a much safer candle than many of the other ones that we've looked at, and this is what I would call squarely a pleasant scent, rather than an experience that is going to keep you guessing and keep your nose somewhat confused and dismayed. So this one is just a much more kind of like, oh, again, comforting scent, agreeable experience, enjoyable experience. So this is much easier for the average person to handle. There's the spices, the cypress, the tonka, the patchouli, that kind of stuff. It's all much more manageable. And I would say that it's not as spooky and dark of a scent as the other ones as well. It's going to be something that makes your home smell pleasant and warm, rather than... Oh, sorry, hold on. I think I got that wrong. Oh, yes. Sorry, I was saying the right thing. Yeah. So yeah, this one is going to be one that does make your home feel kind of like pleasant and warming. So you know how some of the other ones I was saying, it's got this kind of like weird darkness to it. It's kind of damp. It's kind of got that wet stone type of feeling. This one is going to make your home really kind of feel much more homey. Not cold and chilly at all. This one is very warming. The peach and the vanilla are not super strong in this candle. Or so more so the peach. I think that the vanilla is a little bit more there. Let's see. I would say that there's really a warm spice to the cypress, vanilla, and the tonka bean and patchouli. Okay. So if you're not a fruit fan, so like I normally wouldn't go for a peach candle. I think the peach was in the mid. Yeah, the peach was in the mid. So it's not a super peachy candle. Peach is not normally a vibe that I would go for, but it doesn't really have very much of that. I would say that it is also kind of true to what I was saying on the initial impression. It's this kind of cypress box, this wooden box, which has been warmed by the sun, and then there are these kind of nice vanilla tonka Sorry, yeah, it's not vanilla, it's tonka, scented ghoulies. That just kind of reminds me of it though, but it's yeah, this tonka scented ghoulies coming out of it. The TLDR of this one is that it would be universally enjoyable compared to some of the other ones, and this one is going to probably be a hit, whereas some of the other ones might be a hit or miss, depending on what your sensibilities are and what kind of experience you're looking for. This one is also going to be great moving into the colder months. It's going to be something that could definitely go further into the fall. It's not just particularly Halloween. Yeah, it's like it's because it's got that very warming, woody thing happening. It could easily go Thanksgiving, Christmas, that kind of thing. So again, this one has some longevity for the year. Yeah, I really like this candle again. I just think it's like this warm, woody kind of got these yeah, these just like warming qualities to it, and then these there is no vanilla in this, but for some reason I'm getting no, there is vanilla. Sorry, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's vanilla and tonka, and that just creates this like nice kind of like atmosphere rising out of this box. I think that the label on this one also like some of these, I'm like, I don't know what the label has to do with the scent. This one, I think it really does. So that's Chest of Chaos. I really like that one. That one is one that I will be returning to again and again. That one I will be burning through for sure. Trick or Treat. This was a very easy candle to review, and also at the same time, a very difficult candle to have in my personal space. It is a decadent chocolate candle. So this is again this really amazing trick or treat label, but this is a pretty much chocolate scent. If you're a chocolate fan, if you're a gourmand lover, you're going to be very pleased with this. I tend to not go towards chocolate candles for the sole purpose of that they make me very hungry. They make me like if one of these is burning, I'm like, where are the cookies? Why are there not cookies in my mouth? So it makes me very hungry. It makes me want to have sweets really bad. Um, it just smells like delicious baking goodies in the oven. Makes me want to eat chocolate. But yes, if you do like that experience of a candle, this is going to be something that you are absolutely going to love. It's going to delight you. And it is very, very, very strong. This is one of the strongest. Forget. I think South of Sanity was saying that chocolate notes tend to carry the strongest, but this one filled up my entire apartment and lasted forever. Like after I blew it out, it was so pervasive in the space of my home. It drove me up a wall. Yeah. Oh, you know what? And it reminded me of a specific type of chocolate as well. So, it reminded me of the middle of a Milky Way, that kind of like really kind of fluffy middle of the Milky Way chocolate, but it's also surrounded by a darker chocolate. So it's kind of a layered multiple different chocolates. I think that in the pre-burn, I said something about like if you had a patisserie case and you had those really decadent chocolates with, layers upon layers of chocolate and something really kind of quite layered and delectable, that kind of thing. I only got the coffee note out of this when I was super close to it. Otherwise, it's not a super coffee forward scent. The lid kind of made me think that it might be, but it's really not. It's just so much chocolate. So yeah, I don't know. I think I've pretty much gotten everything I need to say about this one. Again, not a complicated candle. Maybe like different layers of chocolate, different types of chocolate, not just a straight up Hershey bar, something much more decadent, layered, and rich. But it is what it is. It's going to make you really hungry. It's going to make you want cookies for sure. Yeah. All right. I think, have we come to the final candle? Mummy Marshmallow. This one is absolutely my favorite. Hands down, hands down. I freaking adore this candle. It smells so freaking good, and the burn is the marshmallow comes through even more. It's so, 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 so good. So, it's very enjoyable to me and agreeable to my scent preferences, so it's just hands down wonderful for me. Super nice marshmallow. So if anybody has been wanting a good marshmallow candle, this would be a great place to start. But I also love it because it has the cedar wood and the birch wood and the patchouli, which give it this almost kind of incense profile. So it's not going to be a straight up incense. It's not going to be like Coven where it was just like, whoa, that's Nag Champa, but it's going to have, because of those woody notes, it's going to be almost like the wood and the marshmallow of like a camping experience. kind of thing, but it's a little bit incense as well, is what I'm also trying to say. Yeah, I really love this one so much. It's super pleasant, not super overpowering, but strong enough to fill up my living room. Not as strong as freaking Trick or Treat, so wasn't filling up the entire apartment. The other thing to note is that when this one I had it burning, I had the air conditioning running pretty much all day, so that could have even more so affected the scent. But we've been having really hot days on the East Coast, so I couldn't turn off the air conditioner to just like give it a fair chance. I had to have the AC running all day. But regardless, even if that was affecting how things were getting thrown around, if it was making it so that the burn was uneven, it was still working beautifully, just wonderfully. Yeah. So again, like I said, hands down favorite of the group, really enjoy it. It smells like wood that has been just chopped. It's kind of like that cedar. I mean, I do get more of a smokiness to this than just straight up chopped wood. But yeah, there's definitely this kind of like the sense of the wood itself and also the sense of incense, and also combine that with a marshmallow scent, and it's really, really beautiful. I'm also not getting overpowering cinnamon and clove. I think those might have been on the bottom. They look like they're on the top. Let me see. Take a quick look. Where is it? Why can I not see? Oh, here we go. Yes, it's up. Those were on the top. So the clove and the cinnamon, I'm really not getting too much out of this one at all. So if you're not a clove or cinnamon, like if you're not a spices fan, you wouldn't have to really worry about that much with this one. It's mostly the marshmallow and wood scent, so it's kind of like a camping candle. It's kind of it associates the marshmallow of the s'mores with the burning wood, with the wood that's just been chopped, and it's really super nice. Yeah, I would just really highly recommend this one. To my personal sensibility or sensitivities, it would be Mummy Marshmallow, Chest of Chaos, Pumpkinhead. These are the easy ones to say yes to. Also, Zombie Horde, another really easy one to say yes to. So those are the ones that I'm like, I feel like universally those would work. Also, there's another one that I think would universally work. Hunky Virgil. That one is definitely a crowd favorite. You can be sure that one. I mean, this one is just pure pumpkin spice though. But anyway, that's a good one as well. But yeah, those are the ones that I would say are kind of universal, and then the rest of them, you're gonna have to be okay with experimenting a little bit. You're gonna have to be okay with something bizarre, but definitely a good ride, a good horror film, if you will. They're very horror film themed. All right. So, do you have questions? Yeah, there's been a long chat going. If I missed anybody's questions, would you mind to either I'm going to try and take a little peek up here, but is it like Bath and Body Works Marshmallow Fireside? I don't have Marshmallow Fireside. I don't know, maybe South of Sanity, maybe Virgil or Jared would have something to say about that. But for me, this is it's got added, like it's got the added incense quality to it that brings it a little bit just from straight up fireside. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like I would say that there's an added quality of not just burning firewood with the marshmallow. There's that little bit of like incense quality to it as well. Very different from Marshmallow Fireside. It's more like amber and hint of toastiness, earthier and smokier. Okay, cool. How was the throw on Zombie Horde? Did I not mention that? Zombie Horde. All right, I say it has a very nice scent throw, but the scent itself is more delicate and not as hard hitting to the face. So I have burned it. So from standing about 10 feet away, the scent is truly coming over me, but it is enough to fill up my bedroom, But once again, it's kind of like some of these other ones. I think I'm saying that it kind of hits you in the face just because it's just like this powerful punch of like, what the heck is it that I'm smelling? So it's like Zombie Horde mixed in with all of those other things. It's more of a delicate experience. You're not getting hit as much in the face with this concoction, this cacophony of scents, but you are definitely still noticing it burning. So I would say that, yeah, it's probably, I think I gave it a medium to medium high. Yeah, it's, so I said it's still a medium or medium to high, but it's just coming off a little bit differerly from the other ones. It's really interesting to have these all in a lineup because now it's like my I want to say odometer. That is not the word. My scale, the range is like throwing everything off because what might be powerful under one collection compared to some of these is just like, nope, that's a medium now. Exorcism, surprisingly, followed closely by Bloody Mary. So, Jared, what did you like about Exorcism? Is the incense note in Black Cat similar to Sleepy Hollow? Sleepy Hollow, Black Cat. Sleepy Hollow, I don't, from what I remember, Sleepy Hollow. Did you mean Mummy Marshmallow? Sleepy Hollow, I don't think is very incensey. Sleepy Hollow, I mostly get this like pumpkin-y caramel, very foodie scent. What is in Sleepy Hollow? I don't think that it's got incense, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it does have incense on the top. You're right. For me, this one never really goes in that incense direction, though. Yeah, you're right about that, though. No, okay, so but to try to answer your question, what did you ask? You asked if it's like it. Incense note in Black Cat similar to the incense note in Sleepy Hollow. I mean, if it's in Sleepy Hollow, again, like I said, I feel like it just gets walloped by everything else. I feel like the gourmand notes in Sleepy Hollow just take over completely. I really get mostly like I can see now that I'm smelling it, I'm like, yeah, there's a little bit of incense, but Black Cat is like if you're wanting incense, I would go certainly with Black Cat. That is the far more powerful experience of that. Let me see. Exorcism. Okay, Exorcism has this almost woody incense spice quality to it. Sour bergamot and lemon in the background, just because it's really eerie filled to me. That reminds me of Halloween. Interesting. Where is it? Where is that little bugger? I get still florals out of this, Jared. Like I'm still getting some. It's really interesting. But I see what you're saying. It's got this like it's like that kind of the sourness to it. So it's very invigorating. Now I want to get Exorcism. Yes, I agree. They not send the returning ones like Black Cat. They did not send the returning ones, but luckily I had that one. They were saying Black Cat is a cinnamon and frankincense. Cinnamon, spicy cinnamon, clove, cedar, and frankincense. Yeah, I would say it comes off to me as a very smoky. So, you know how like I mean, I think it's because I grew up going to Catholic mass. Maybe that's why this associates so strongly to me with the incense. But like, particularly at Christmas time when they would do frankincense and myrrh for the birth of baby Jesus. I mean, it really goes so much in that direction. The cinnamon, it really doesn't come often. Like, it's not. I would say cedar and frankincense are the dominant things. Now, again, maybe this Black Cat that I have, that's a black wax one. They could have reformulated it. And I don't know if the exact notes on this are the same. That's a good question. Virgil, do you know? Does anybody know out there who might be I wonder if that's the type of thing that you could even Google. probably in the Wayback Machine, but I'm not gonna try and mess with that right now. I could try and put that in the notes to see if Black Cat Kringle Candle. What was it, like 2021? Oh, well, there's Queen of the Girl Geeks. Oh no, that's from this year. I could go back and look at Philly Candleman's video from 2021. I'm just taking a guess. I don't even remember what year this was. All right. Which of the new ones have Black Cat smell? Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were being sarcastic. Which of these new ones carry the same kind of qualities as Black Cat? Is that what you're asking? Not smell like a black cat. I would say closest would be Mummy Marshmallow. I don't think Zombie Horde necessarily. A little bit. Zombie Horde is so good. I'm sorry. I just have to throw in. I have to throw in for Zombie Horde again. It's so good. It's such an outdoors feeling candle, and it just genuinely gives me this outdoor spooky running away from something scary in the midst of the night, but you're like tripping over apples that have fallen on the ground during the day, and you're getting that sense of like these like decaying apple, like, but not in the same way as like the baking in the sun ones. Like they're just decaying in the night air. It's so good. If you want a Halloween night atmosphere candle, this is so good. I love it. But to answer your question, I think that Mummy Marshmallow has the closest profile for sure to Black Cat, but certainly a lot sweeter. I love marshmallow candles. This is a really, really good marshmallow candle. They did change the scent. Okay, so that's they didn't, unfortunately. I did have Black Cat from the previous years though. Virgil, you have your own emoji. How's the throw on Poison Apple? I don't have Poison Apple. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Floral is there too. Love the rose. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the rose scent on that is super cool. They changed the scent. So I would like to know. Plead with Kringle to pour Halloween cat. I can certainly pass it along. I can say that people are really asking for that. Yeah, Anne, I remember you saying that your black cat was dirty lime. That's so interesting. Country Candle 2019, that was a green wax, but that was the same scent, reformulated. The notes on new Black Cat are cinnamon, clove, frankincense. The clove really puts a twist on the frankincense. Interesting. Interesting. Cardamom forward scent. What is in Nevermore? I feel like Nevermore might have cardamom. No, it doesn't have cardamom, but it could definitely go in that candle. I feel like that would have been a cool one to try and throw that in. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let me know, guys. Yeah, let's see. From the returning ones, I have Black Cat. I have Witch's Cauldron. I have where are you? I have Haunted Hollows. I have Sexy Virgil. I think that might. Oh yeah, and then I have Sleepy Hollow. So I think that those are the only ones that I have. But yeah, I don't have Poison Apple or the other ones. What about Black Cat versus Coven? That being an incense smell well. I mean, I love both of them. If you don't have Black Cat, dang it, I really wish I knew what the scent notes on this were. Does anybody, Virgil or anybody out there, do you guys remember what year the black wax was from? And then maybe I can try and figure out if it's the same scent notes. Because, okay, Todd, are you asking that as in terms of, like you have Coven and you're not sure if you need Black Cat? Do I know if they tweaked the formula for candy corn this year? I know that they reformulated it a couple of years ago, and somebody commented on one of my videos saying that they reformulated it and it was a little bit different from the one they had fallen in love with. Let me write myself a note list of things to check back on. Check back on, did candy corn get reformulated? I will be able to look back at my old videos and see what they shared the scent note lists with us every single year, so we'll be able to look at that. And then, did Black Cat get reformulated from what I have? Black wax. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Haunted Hollows and Sexy Virgil. Haven, do you know if they... Okay, so yep. Any heads up on what the other two releases from this month? I'm trying to budget. I don't know what I can say about that. I don't know. I don't know what I can say about that. All I can say is Kringle are habitual releasers, and you might look at the history of things to see if other things are coming. I don't think I can like talk about things. I'm sorry to have to be cryptic. They ask us not to talk about things, but I understand your plight, is what I'm saying. I understand the budget plight. So I don't know, maybe just like look at last year what happened. So Jared, are you thinking 2019 to 2021 is the Black Wax? You have Coven. Okay, sorry. Todd, you have Coven. Yeah, I mean, at least the one that I have, Coven is a much lighter incense, whereas this is going to be super dark. Coven is... I wish I had brought it out. I can go grab it real quick. Give me one sec. BRB. I'm going to go grab Coven. I should have done this. Here. I'm going to leave you with Sexy Virgil for a minute. Here, say hi to Sexy Virgil, everybody. Okay, so we're back. You have Coven. You're looking for Black Cat, and then to complicate matters, Black Cat might be different than what we remember. Oops, nobody saw my mess. Coven is Nag Champa. I remember being a little bit lighter. Yeah, it's almost like baby powder as well. And then Black Cat is just such a darker experience, so much richer and smokier. It's going to remind me much more of a fireplace type of deal. Not that it's going to be a straight fire scent, but you know what I'm saying. It's kind of it's not powdery, it's not light, it's not fluffy, it's not powdery incense. It's much more of like that organic matter, like deeply burning type thing. Yeah, just a way darker feel. Again, if that is the same Black Cat that's coming out this year. Yeah, I think 2019 was the year they bought them back. And then they did All Soy from 2022 for the first time. Okay. All right, so we'll be able to tell if the 2019 to 2022 versions of Black Cat are the ones. Everyone left. Coven is great. Yeah. Coven is strong. Lily of the Valley and powdery. Yeah. I love Coven too. Okay, so thank you so much, Adrian. The Black Cat 2021 description was very nearly the same. Wood, citrus. Oh, interesting. Wood, citrus, and musk create a bright freshness. Top spicy cinnamon, mid clove. Yeah. Okay, so it should be the same thing. Great. Thank you for answering that question for us. That is super helpful. So yeah, if that's the same, then that should be, yeah, Black Cat. Like I said, this is, yeah, this Black Cat is definitely worth having. Conjuring is not powdery, right? Because I'm not having none of that crap. You don't want powdery, Cynthia. I don't think that Conjuring is. Where is it? I have too many freaking candles. Oh my god. I get floral. I get spicy, but not powdery. Not powdery. Yeah, Cade, Cedar, Wormwood, Violet, Herbal, Anise, Spice. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. I've been on this for too long. Which one did you ask me about? It was Conjuring, and I'm holding Exorcism. Good God. All right, Conjuring. Back at it. Oh God. All right, Cade, Cedar, Wormwood, Violet, Herbal, Anise, Spice, Conjuring. No, not powdery. Nah, not at all. It's much more of a. I mean, also this one feels very masculine to me. It's like I said, but yeah. Do. Trying to find my notes on this one. Conjuring. All right. Yeah, no, I don't get powder from this at all. No. Spooky dark scent. Kind of like. Yeah, I mean, to me, like smelling this one cold again. That's why I'm trying to look at the post burn again. But it's bitter. It's got bitterness to it. I don't get very much of the violet. A little bit of that. Yeah, a little bit of that same like weird kind of dungeon action going on. But yeah, definitely bitter woodiness, cedar, cade. Yeah, but not powdery. No. Much I love Coven, Black Cat sounds better. Yeah, I mean, I love them both. Honestly, it's hard to say. But if you're wanting something that feels darker, definitely Black Cat. Oh, that's so sweet with the scraping the jar. I can totally understand that. I had to actually. I mean, that's why I'm trying to stock up this year because I stopped burning mine because I wasn't sure if they were going to bring it back. All these Kringle lives, my shopping list has doubled. Oh goodness, no powder. It's not powder. Yeah, it's not powder. Witch's Cauldron is more Halloween, while Haunted Hollows is almost entirely its own thing, even though they're in the same candle family. Yeah, I feel like Haunted Hollows is more apple forward than I remembered it being. Again. Yeah. They're similar but different. They're a little bit similar but different. This one is much more along that dankness. You know, it's got even more of that kind of like dankness going on, that kind of basement-y type of it's not the same. It's hard to describe these things. This is like they start to mix and match over each other. It's not the same basement as dungeon. It's that kind, but it's that wet stone, it's that dampness, that type of thing. And this has that misty, foggy night air thing, but with an apple twist on it. Pumpkinhead pumpkin spice or orange creamsicle? I really think that Pumpkinhead loses a lot of its citrus on the burn. I definitely would not call it orange creamsicle. I haven't watched anybody else's reviews. I'm not sure if that's coming from somebody else's review. Oh my gosh, now that you say that, it's really interesting. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to see anybody else's reviews because it will taint my brain. But now that you're saying that, yeah, I can see why somebody would say this. To me, it's still too spicy. It's too spicy to go that way. And then when it burned, the pumpkin came out more. But I can totally see orange creamsicle. That's fascinating. Spicy orange creamsicle, maybe. But I still think the spice is too strong in here. Yeah. Fascinating. I would say more so than creamsicle, it would be like orange or like pumpkin pastry. But that's really interesting. Spicy creamsicle. Very interesting. Especially, yeah, like I said, on the burn, but I can totally see why somebody would say that. Can't have too many candles. Oh goodness me. Oh goodness, where are we? Florals for Halloween only in a graveyard. Well, I feel like that's some of the thing. I'm gonna go back and forth. My hair looks crazy right now. LOL. My hair definitely looks crazy right now. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, Cynthia, thank you so much. It is a lot, especially it's like I wanna get all this stuff out, but I am just woof. It's a lot. It's a lot. Especially with these 6 releasing all at once. It's just like, wow, getting through all these burns has been a lot. So I'm trying to do my best to like do this justice and give you guys as much information as I possibly can. It can just get to be a little daunting. Have to go grab a blanket. It's cold out. That's exciting. Aw. I know. I wish it's really, really freaking hot here. Yeah, Haunted Hollows is really good. Is anything like Kringle Graveyard Fog? I don't know if I have Graveyard Fog. I have London Fog, but no, Graveyard Fog. I don't know if I have that one. That must be really an old one. Graveyard Fog. I remember Graveyard Night. Graveyard Night was the pumpkin. I don't remember what Graveyard Fog was like. Yeah, good. Well, yeah, I'm glad it'll be on the replay for sure. Okay, hold on. 80 degrees. Haven needs to sell sexy Virgil candle to Kringle so they can mass produce. I wish. Oh my goodness. I think that they should just do a collab. A Virgil collab. Haunted Hollows is a cold candle for sure. It's almost like Christmas but darker. Very forest oriented. That's a neat take. I like that take. Oh, I can totally see how you might get a little bit of like that Christmas tree smell out of this. Just a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a dark forest smell. I like that. I like that. One last hit. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like this is a very perplexing group of candles as well. They did not make it easy, especially if you're one who is interested in the complexity, interested in the weird ones, interested in the ones that will give you a ride and certainly give you that kind of horror film experience of like, what's going to happen next? Where's this going? They did not make it easy to choose for sure. Yeah. Graveyard Fog is great. Crap, I wish I could remember. Let me look that up actually really quick. I don't remember Graveyard Fog. Oops. I just Googled that and it came up with a bunch of images. I have to remember, not everyone is thinking about Kringle candles 24/7. Okay. Graveyard Fog. I have this one. Not with me. But I remember it. I do remember it. Really cool. Burned all of my Graveyard Fog. No! I can go and try and have it or find it, but yeah, thank you guys for coming. Yeah, I hope that it was helpful. I feel like my thoughts were very like trying to decode, you know, my rapid fire of thoughts and get them into some sort of some sort of a situation that makes things okay. Oh boy. Yes, yeah, don't miss. Yeah. All right. Well, I really appreciate everybody coming to the live, and thank you for finding the live again after that really rocky start in the beginning. It was awful, but I'm really glad that we finally got it together. Yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody talking, and it makes the live so much more enjoyable and fun. And I'll see you all. I'm going to be in the chat for Philly Candleman's live, so I'll see you all in the live. And I'm really grateful that you all hung out with me. Let me know if you have any more questions. You can always message me on Instagram as well, but I'll try and monitor the comments for this video. And we will, you know, try, you know, Jared, myself, I'm sure Philly Candleman we'll try and get you there with as much information that we can. So yeah. Anyway, very nice to hang out with everybody. And thank you again for being in the Haven. I had such a good time with you this evening. And yeah, see you all tomorrow in the live stream with Philly Candleman. Bye.